Hello there, I'm Dark Shades. I had to try and remember where I was for a minute. Welcome to my channel. This is a relationship channel. It's a kind of a pseudo counselling channel. I am a professional counsellor, but I don't really counsel in this forum. I kind of offer advice. I do kind of hone in on some of my counselling training, but it's not really a counselling session per se. So today I wanted to talk about why the narcissist waits until you've forgotten about them and you're getting on with your life before they turn up back into your life. And the main reason is because their ego is so large, they just don't believe you've got over them. And they believe they can pick you up where you left off because you haven't been able to get over them since, and you're still on your own and you're just waiting for them to call. Now, this could be 6 months down the line. It could be 5 years down the line. It can even be as long as 10 years. And it's not like they're not getting on with their lives in between. Oh no, they're getting on with their lives. They're having relationships and they're doing whatever it is they need to do to sustain themselves. Meanwhile, if you're the one that got rid of them, they are on the rampage to get you back. And they'll use every tactic possible, from the tactic that they used to get you before to the one that they're using now. And the thing is with the narcissists, they study their partners. So they know exactly what makes you tick. They know your soft spots. They know how to get around you. And so when you're unaware, they know exactly what to say and exactly what to do. And they have something called a repetitive compulsion. And what that does, it's a Freudian concept. And what that means is that you have a compulsion to repeat the same behavior because it makes you feel safe. So when you go back to a narcissist, it's almost like you're saying, it's better the devil I know than the devil I don't, even though that relationship was not productive. Normally, the narcissist will wait until years or months until he thinks you've forgotten why you broke up. And you usually have. You've usually gotten with your life. You might be on a lull. You might not be with someone. Meanwhile, they're stalking you. They know exactly whether or not you're in a relationship. They know when to turn up. And then when they do turn up, it is solely to try and get you back. They don't really want you. They just want to see if they can get you. It's all about an ego thing. It's all about them being admired. If they get you back, what you're telling them is that you admire them, you like them, or you love them, and you want to be with them. That's what you're saying when you go back to a narcissist. They're not thinking, oh, well, that person forgives me and I did wrong, because narcissists are not empathetic people. They're very, very calculating and manipulative. So they're not thinking, oh, well, she's forgiven me and yeah, this is a new start. They'll make it seem as though it's a new start, but it'll be all in your head because they won't be saying, I'm coming back to start for a fresh start. They'll play it out as though they're very, very clever. So they'll play it out as though it's a new start, but it will be left for you to deduce that. You will create your own scenario. You will be saying to yourself, oh, things have changed. He's much better now. So therefore, it might work out this time. And that's how you end up going back. Not remembering anything about why you left. And you'll soon find that out once you're in the relationship. And it'll be harder to get out. Each time you leave the narcissist, it's even harder to get out of the relationship because they're going to make sure that they cross every T and bolt every door. So you don't get to leave a second time. No one leaves a narcissist. A narcissist leaves you. So if you manage to leave a narcissist, thank your lucky stars. And if I were you, I'm trying not to go back. Because narcissists, they love themselves. They don't love anyone else. And all they want is fuel that tells them a person loves them. They don't have to love you. They will do what they need to do to get you to love them. But it's not because they love you. It's because they need what you have. They can't love themselves by themselves, even though Narcissist fell in love with his own reflection. They need someone to give them that adoration, the adoration, the admiration and respect. They need that to come from an outside source. It doesn't seem to work when they tell themselves they're wonderful. So when a person goes back to a narcissist, you are endorsing the narcissist. You are validating him or her. That's what you're doing. You might not realize that's what you're doing, but that is what you're doing. And that's how he or she gets their fuel. Because they've won. And you're telling them, you're great, you're wonderful, you're beautiful. That's what you're telling them, regardless of their behavior. The fact that you've taken them back is telling them something different. So you're actually excusing their behavior, or you're actually saying, well, their behavior, the way they treated me, doesn't matter. When you go back to a narcissist, if they've abused you, if they've taken the mick out of you, if they've talked down to you, disrespected you, chastised you, ignored you, if they've done all of that and you still accept them or you take them back, you're actually saying that that behavior is okay. You're not saying to them that I didn't like that behavior, but I'm forgiving you and I'm taking you back. That is not what they hear. They hear that that behavior is okay. That's as far as they're concerned. So it's their ego that convinces them that you still have feelings for them. They believe that you will have forgotten the ills of the relationship, and you usually have, because the ills of a narcissist, they're not overt. They're very, very subtle. And because they're subtle, they don't kind of stand in the forefront of your memory. They stand in your forefront of your memory when you're in it, when you're in that type of relationship. But once you're out of the relationship, you kind of forget what it was that you was escaping from. You know it felt uncomfortable, but once you're out of it, it's hard to put your finger on it. It's like when you have a baby. You go through all those pains, for those of you who've had a baby. You go through all the contractions and it's very, very painful. And then after you've had the baby, you've forgotten about all the contractions. That's what it's like being with a narcissist and leaving a narcissist. You forget the birth pains. You forget the contractions. So they rely, normally narcissists are attracted to empaths or codependents. So they rely on your sensitivity, they rely on your compassion, they rely on the fact that you need them in order to validate yourself. A lot of people who are with narcissists, they actually need the narcissist to make themselves feel good, believe it or not. Regardless of how the narcissist treats them, that narcissist somehow makes them feel worthy. And that is because the narcissist every now and then will treat them really well. And then they'll grey rock them and make them feel like crap. So people who have a low self-esteem, or who were rejected by their parents or abandoned by their parents or neglected by their parents, or their parents were abusive, they are used to unhealthy relationships. They're used to not being loved or being in a healthy relationship. So when they're with the narcissist, it's normal, and they normalize it. They normalize the bad behavior. It's almost like, this is all I'm worthy of. This is all I'm entitled to. I'm not entitled to a better life. I'm not entitled to a fulfilling life. I'm not entitled to feel happy. If I get a couple of moments of happiness, that's more than enough. That's all I am worthy of. And that's what victims of narcissism, I always do that, narcissism, that's how they think on a subconscious level. So, what else have I got here?